All right, here we go. Welcome to the big broadcast. I am Gil the Gilness for AFCollectors.com, actionfigurecollectors.com, if you will. And welcome to this very special night of live AF. We usually do this on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Instead, we bumped it to Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time just for this week. Had a few things going on a little bit earlier in the week, so moved it to tonight. So hopefully you're able to, everybody's able to join us here. If not live, we'll watch it later on the recorded version. So we're going to jump on in here and wrap this up as quickly as we can today and see what's in the news for action figures and all that good stuff. Just to run down some things here really quick, let me go ahead and share like we normally do. There it is. Just a reminder, of course, our social channels and websites. So this is afcollectors.com or actionfigurecollectors.com. This is the hub where you can get to all of our social media channels and see the latest and greatest news here coming through our Facebook feed. And also the feature video that we have out right now, which is still the Comic-Con NECA video. This is actually going to be changing very soon. You'll see that probably next week. We've got new videos coming. Also, 2 new Comic-Con videos are ready. I just have to upload them. Super 7 and Playmates Toys Star Trek figures. So those are ready. Just got to get them up on YouTube. You'll actually probably see them either maybe a little bit later tonight, actually. I might just do that after the big broadcast here. So look for those. And then we've got some reviews, new review stuff coming. Actually, some really cool stuff. Not exactly right away, but there's a couple of cool items that you're not going to believe that we just got a hold of coming our way soon. So I'll leave that as a surprise. But anyway, here's our other social channels. We've got the AF Collectors Facebook page. Please go and sign up there. Like us, follow us. The YouTube page where all the reviews and event coverage is. There's some reviews there that you see. There's some Comic-Con coverage there that you see. Check that out. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and ring the bell there for updates. The Twitter page, we occasionally throw a couple of cool things up here on the Twitter page. The Instagram page, we'd like to put up different things if we can, so you don't see the same old crap across every single one of our social channels. So you see there's a few different things that we throw up here. Speaking of different, on the TikTok page, yes, we have a TikTok page too. We do quick AF reviews over here on TikTok, and there's actually a few right up top here, brand new ones that we just did, and there's a few more down here. So again, creative, different content across the channels, not just the same stuff. So please sign up across the board on our various social channels to see all that good stuff. Now, in the future, we've got some giveaways. I talked about that before. That's going to be one of the reviews coming up, is one of the items that we're going to be giving away. So actually, it's 2 items. A little bit more revealed. So I've got to get those reviews done. And then once that video goes up, we will start the giveaway. Stay tuned for that. Going to try and do that maybe next week. We'll see. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. Events, let's just get into events real quick here. Chiller Theater was this past weekend in Parsippany, New Jersey. I stopped in, didn't take a lot of pictures. So I was kind of there just as a guest, or a fan, actually, really, I should say fan, just walking around. It was fun. We had a great time. I took my daughter. She's a big horror fan. So we saw some really old friends of ours that we haven't seen in a long time, and met some new folks too. It was a really fun time. The show itself, very different from years past, I have to say. I still love going. It's nostalgia. It's just one of those traditional things that we do. But I was disappointed to see that the 2 dealer rooms had been cut down to 1. Basically, if you're into autographs and meet and greets of celebrities, and getting photo ops with celebrities, this is a great show for you. They were loaded down with special guests. While I like to see it, I love to see the celebrities. I'm not into the autograph thing so much. I'm a, you know, I like stuff, collectibles. So for me, without the extra room of dealers, it was a little bit lacking for me. But man, I tell you, if you are into guests, into celebrities, into autographs, into photo ops, definitely check out the April show, and most definitely check out next October's show. October's the big one. They also do one in April as well. So it's chiller, it's great, it's nostalgia, it's fun. I just wish there was more vendors there. So if anybody's listening from Chiller, that's just my little 2 cents there. But thank you for continuing to put on a show that's been around for so long. All right, next show going on right now. I forgot to talk about this last week, actually. Rhode Island Comic-Con. If you're in the area, make sure you get over to the Rhode Island Convention Center either tomorrow or Sunday and check out Rhode Island Comic-Con. It's their 10th anniversary this year, and we covered it last year, and not under AFCollectors. We were under our one of our other company names at the time. But we covered it last year, and man, we had a blast and a half. And actually going with Hollywood Craig, AFC's Hollywood Craig, and myself, we're going to go tomorrow, and we're going to check it out just for the day. We were lucky enough to get some press passes. Thank you, Rhode Island Comic-Con. We appreciate that. We're going to go and take some pictures, shoot some video here and there, and cover the event and see what's going on. We only have the one day to do it this year, unfortunately, so we'll get as much as we can in. But it's a great show. If you're in that Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut area and you got nothing to do, highly recommend. And if you can't get there this year, mark it on the calendar for next year around this time, because you're definitely going to want to check it out. I'll put the link into the description for the show, so you can see everything that goes on for Rhode Island Comic-Con. So yes, so we'll be there tomorrow. Look for coverage, look for photos. We'll do some cosplay stuff. We'll do some general coverage of the show. So it'll be cool. It's always a fun time in Providence, Rhode Island. All right. Events out of the way. Let's talk about Andor. Well, not Andor yet. Let's talk about Tales of the Jedi. So this just premiered last week. I finally watched them all. Man, they were really cool. Already looking forward to seeing some action figures based off of excuse me, based off of Tales of the Jedi. I know there's going to be some. I mean, come on, young Dooku, young Mace Windu, Yaddle. That's like Yoda, Yaddle. A lot of questions answered from the prequel area of the stories, Clone Wars timeline of the stories. Really cool stuff. First episode's pretty good. Didn't quite grab me, but by the time it gets to the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, it's fantastic. So as a Star Wars fan with open questions from the prequel Clone Wars cartoon area of time, watch this, because it's going to answer some of those crazy questions that you've had all these years. It's really cool. So well done. Very pleased with these shorts, and they're only about 15 minutes each. I think there's 6 of them. Very easy to digest, watch here and there if you can't watch them all at the same time. It's good. Check it out. All right, now Andor. Episode 9 just debuted this week. Really great. It's come into its own. Literally, there's no like space battles or lightsabers or Jedi or Vader or anything like that. It's bare bones, but it's still Star Wars. It's really great to see a lot of how the political stuff comes together in the background that we've always kind of wondered about all these years, and to see how the Empire itself operates independently of the Emperor. So the Emperor, can't really have his hands into everything at all times, although maybe he does with his force powers, but you often wonder what's going on in the rest of the galaxy. Galaxy is huge. The Empire's got to have some people taking care of it, right? Well, now you get to see a little bit of that in this corner of the galaxy where Andor is taking place, and you can see how they handle certain situations, and it's brutal. So, and Andor himself right now, spoiler alert, Andor is in jail. He's a prisoner trying to escape. I won't say anything more than that if you haven't seen episode 9 yet. But man, it's really, really, really turning into its own. So I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. I would like to see a few things here and there, maybe a little bit of fan service, but there is. It's sprinkled in. Just to see the whole stuff with Mon Mothma and how the rebellion is starting to come together. Very, very interesting. So you have to be patient, though. Okay, things aren't just going to happen. You have to appreciate and really get into the story of it. It's nothing that's quick hits. You really have to appreciate the story. All right, so definitely worth it if you haven't checked out Andor yet. Get through the first few episodes. They're a little rough, but after you do that, things really start to ramp up. So check it out for sure. Let's see what's next. Next weekend or next week, Wakanda Forever, November 11th. I'm sure you'll be able to see it on the 10th, Thursday, for early shows, early bird shows. But it's finally coming. We're finally at Wakanda Forever. It's supposed to be really, really great. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be one of the best of the Phase 4 stuff. It really has to be. I mean, Phase 4 hasn't really been that great, right? So it's had its moments here and there, but not so hot. So looking forward to Wakanda Forever. Get your tickets next week. Check it out. Speaking of great Phase 4 stuff, I didn't have a screen for it. I didn't have it written down, but I wanted to mention, if you guys have not seen Werewolf by Night yet, please go and check it out. I watched it last night. Didn't know what to expect. No expectations whatsoever. But man, it's so cool. It's different, totally different, but still has that Marvel humor style to it, I suppose. But it's completely different from anything that you would ever expect to see from MCU and Phase 4. But it's so well done. It's great. New characters introduced, a couple of characters that you'll probably recognize, but really, really, really great. I loving this spotlight or special that they're doing. I think the next one's going to be Silver Surfer. But Werewolf by Night, beautiful, beautifully done. Go see it. It's not quite an hour long. I think it's 53 minutes. So it's an easy watch. Check it out. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. I enjoyed it thoroughly. All right. And then once again, just Wakanda Forever. We're going to see Ironheart. We're going to see the new Black Panther. Who will it be? We'll find out next week. It's going to be great. All right, next up, another little reminder here for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that comes out on November 25th. So it's a little ways away, but it's within this month. So I figured we would keep the reminder up here for you guys. So November 25th, mark your calendars for that. And let's see, next up, November 17th, A Christmas Story Christmas. This past week, the full trailer was, or at least one of the trailers, maybe there'll be another one before the 17th, but the first full trailer was released this past week. We got to get a look at Ralphie and his buddies and his mom and his family, and it looks good. It looks good. I mean, I don't think it's going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be a really, really great thank you to the fans for 40 years of supporting A Christmas Story and just making it into the cult classic that it is. I think it's going to be one of those love letter type, thank yous from the cast and everybody from Christmas Story. So I think they're going to do it justice. I think they're going to do it as good as they possibly can do it. But watch the trailer if you haven't seen it already. It's up there on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook. It's everywhere. But give it a look. It's exciting. It's exciting to see something like this come together with the original cast. So have high hopes. So we'll see how that goes. We're moving along pretty good here this week. All right, let's get into some actual action figure stuff, right? So Eternia, Mattel Creations, Eternia. We've got 5 days to go, and it's funded. It's got the first unlock. There's another unlock with the Keklar, leader of the Elders action figure at 10,000. Not quite to that yet. We're just below 8,500 here, so we got a little ways to go with 5 days. I hope it gets there because it's kind of a cool figure. If we scroll down here, we'll see it. Sorry for the fast scroll, but there you go. There's Keklar. This is the figure we're waiting on. A little over another 1,500 will do it. So hopefully people will get in on that. And I think they announced that if Keklar is included, you also get the King Grayskull, which was supposed to be an early bird figure. So if no 10,000 early birds still get their King Grayskull, if it hits 10,000, everybody gets Keklar and everybody gets King Grayskull. So it's a little incentive there. So you got 5 days to do it. By the time we talk next, this will have been finished up, and we'll talk about it and see where it finally ended up. Let's give it a refresh, actually, because I think, oh, let's take it. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it changed. Yeah, okay, so it went up a little bit, 8,453. So 5 days to go a little further. Maybe Mattel will have another little incentive to get people going. We'll see, but I hope it gets to the 10,000. Either way, it's happening. It's funded. It's ready. You're gonna get Eternia. So that's awesome. Really cool stuff there. Can't wait to see the box that this thing is gonna come in. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's stick with Masters of the Universe and Mattel Creations. We have Shoguns, the 2 feet tall Shoguns. They did Skeletor last year, actually, on Mattel Creations, the Skeletor Shogun. Now this year they're doing 2. They're doing He-Man and Faker. So easy to do, right? You take the Skeletor one and the He-Man one and you put them together, you get a Faker. And now you've got the He-Man one too. So here's some cool pictures. We'll take a quick look at those. There's Faker, kind of looking on. There's He-Man. Cool boxes. I always love the Shogun style artwork and boxes. So Shogun He-Man comes with the sword. Now keep in mind these are on a shooting wrist, just like, remember the Godzilla. Keep in mind these are 2 feet tall. They're huge, 2 feet tall action figures, and they also have the little wheels on the bottom of their feet too, so they can roll, just like the old school Shoguns did. There's Faker again. Cool stuff. And we're back around. So let's see, it's Mattel Creations. They're available now. Let's take a look, just make sure I'm not missing any details. Yep, 2 feet tall. Okay, so there's 1,500 He-Mans and 500 Fakers, and they're up there right now on Mattel Creations. So I'll put this link in the description after we're done with the live big broadcast here. All right, that is Mattel. So let's move on. All right, so now next item up for bids here is unfortunately Ghost Rider, Engine of Vengeance, HasLab. The clock has run out and not funded, as I think we all kind of expected. I tried so hard to be positive about this and to push people into giving it a thought, and we even did the video at New York Comic Con to see if we can entice some folks, but it just didn't happen. It got a little more than halfway, but 5,060, nowhere's near that 9,000, and surely nowhere's near the unlocks that were to happen. Madeline Pryor and Mephisto, and also Damon Hellstrom. That was actually another one added in for 11,000 backers. It was kind of a last resort to see if they could kick this thing into funding. So, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. So hopefully these figures because they're cool looking figures and cool characters. Hopefully these we will see maybe on their own. I hope so, because they really did a nice job here, at least with the digital renders. So I would love to see them in production. So we'll see what happens, and maybe they'll even make just the Ghost Rider figure and not so much the car. That would be nice. It's a shame, the car was cool. Not for me, unfortunately, so I didn't back this one. Just not my thing. I enjoy the original Ghost Rider, although I definitely appreciate what Hasbro was trying to do here. So really, really cool. But unfortunately, not backed. So we'll try again next time. Sorry to everybody who actually did want it. I know it sucks, but you know, like I said, hopefully maybe we'll get the figures at least, and maybe not the car from Hasbro coming up down the line. All right, moving on. So that'll be it for Ghost Rider. We're actually going to close the page. Bye. Moving along, we've got the next HasLab. So one HasLab goes away, the next HasLab comes in from Hasbro, and this is a Transformers HasLab. This is now Deathsaurus. This goes hand in hand with the Star Saber figure that came out HasLab last year, which was fully funded. So this is our next one here. So it's Deathsaurus. It's 11-inch tall robot, converts. We've got a converting tiger that becomes his chest, an eagle, also Micromasters. There's a Death Tailor shield, sword and arrow accessories included. There's 2 incentives already. 14,000 backers. You get this gigantic cannon that Deathsaurus carries. I'll show you pictures in a minute. And then at 17,000, you get a throne. So it's also a throne. It's also a base that you can set the transformed version of Deathsaurus on. We'll take a look at the pictures momentarily. But let me just tell you, it's 11,000 backers needed. We have until December 12th. So that's 12/12/22, 12/12/22 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time to fund this. 11,000 backers gets it funded. 14,000 gets it to tier 1, 17,000 gets it to tier 2. But let's take a quick look at the images before we see where we're at so far with the numbers. So we'll scroll through these very quickly. So there you go. Deathsaurus from Victory. It's one of the Japanese Transformers series, which are really cool if you ever get a chance to watch them, either dubbed or with subtitles. They're just very different, but very entertaining and cool variations on the Transformers story. And actually, a lot of it is continuation from the US stuff. So it's really cool. Here you go. Here's the transformation. He's kind of like a dragon dinosaur type of mode. And then there's the accessories that become his chest pieces. There you go. This is kind of like a weapon here. You'll see in a second. There's that chest piece. And also a gun piece. And I know there's another picture. Oh, there you go. This is what Deathsaurus looks like in the cartoon Victory. It's a little blurry, I know, but you get an idea. There you go. There's his face. Pretty ominous looking. Definitely a Decepticon leader. There's another photo for you. Couldn't find anything that was not so blurry, so apologies for that. Okay, here's tier 1. This is the unlock. This is part of it too, right here. And this is actually part of tier 1. You get this mace with it. This is also part of tier 1. 14,000 backers. This is tier 2 at 17,000. This is the throne. So this is where Deathsaurus would sit. And it also, like I said, turns into a base where it holds him in transformation mode. And you'll see he sits pretty well there on the throne. So it's a huge throne. There you go. There's the he's using the weapon here as kind of like a bow and arrow almost. That's the photo I was looking for. So there we go, Deathsaurus. That's the new HasLab. Now let's go and take a look and see where we're at. I'm going to give it a refresh. 5,793 as of right now. We're a couple days, or maybe a week, right? A week into just a little over a week, I think. 38 days left to get to 11,000 or the other tiers. So a little ways to go, but we've got time to get there. So approaching the 5,800 mark here. So it would be nice to have this one funded, especially if you had bought into the Star Saber. And actually, here he is right here. Let's see if I can get it to. I don't know if it opens or not. But anyway, there's the Star Saber figure hiding in there in that one photo. So these two kind of go hand in hand from the cartoon. So it would be really nice if this was funded and you could put your Star Saber and Deathsaurus. Hope I'm saying that name right. Deathsaurus together. All right, you got until 12/12/22 at 11:59 Eastern time. Okay, so also revealed when this was revealed, we have a whole bunch of other stuff to look at from Hasbro. Okay, so this was their what they called the 10/27 event, which is their address, I believe, in Providence, Rhode Island. By the way, Rhode Island Comic-Con tomorrow, where myself and Hollywood Craig will be right across the street from Hasbro. So we'll wave hi to our friends at Hasbro while we're there. But part of this big event, Deathsaurus was released. So there you go, $179 for Deathsaurus Fall 2023. You can see that there. I'm not going to go through all these details, but I will post this link into the description so you can go and take a look at your own leisure. But I did want to show you some of the reveals from the 10/27 event. So here we go. We got a 2-pack Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro. And kind of in that animated cell shade decor for the black costume Spider-Man fighting Carnage of all people. This is the 3 3/4 inch Marvel Legends, the retros. It's Ghost Rider, obviously. So this one, not a HasLab, no need to fund it. It's just going to be out. So it's a very simple 3 3/4 inch retro throwback look to the bike and to Ghost Rider itself, which is, to me, really cool. This really looks like something that you would have seen on the shelves in the 80s, along with like Secret Wars stuff or whatever, or Mego stuff, right? It really has that look with the solid red motorcycle. So I love it, and the little decal on the side here, definitely Mego-ish. So very well done, Hasbro, for this one. Very impressive. In the Star Wars department, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi coming up for 2023. So they're going to do a whole bunch of Black Series figures on the Return of the Jedi card back, as they did for the 40th anniversaries of New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. We've rolled into the 40th of Return of the Jedi now. Can you believe that? I remember seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater with my cousin, and we loved it. It was great. And that was now 40 years ago. Like, it's almost too much to handle. But here's Boba Fett in his Return of the Jedi look. Not that it differed too much from Empire Strikes Back, but there definitely were some differences. So here you go. He's on the Return of the Jedi card back with that Return of the Jedi artwork from the movie. There's the logo up on the top there, signifying the 40th anniversary. He's got lots of accessories and weapons kind of tucked back in there. From what I understand, the bubble will stick out a little bit further than some of the other figures to accommodate all that. And then also revealed as part of that event, it was a premium Hasbro Pulse premium member event. So if you're a premium member, if you pay your $50 dues for the year, you got to see this 10/27 event happen live. So it was a special event for you folks. But of course, we got the stuff afterwards for everybody else to see. And this stuff is all part of that. And that's where we're at here with Cal Kestis from Gaming Greats Black Series. Din Djarin from Morak from The Mandalorian, when he was dressed up as the Imperial Guard there. And then there's Deathsaurus. We already talked about him in pretty good detail. Some vintage collection figures revealed. And of course, Power Rangers as well. It's pretty cool, right? And also, Dungeons and Dragons. This may look like your everyday dice, but it's not. It's kind of more than meets the eye, sort of, because it opens up, transforms, if you will, into a dragon, right? Cool stuff. Nice how they're, developing and taking the Dungeons and Dragons stuff further. So it's cool, kind of cool to see that. So that kind of goes on. You can look at these pictures at your own leisure. I'll put the link into the description, but just really quickly, you can see some of the stuff that was revealed here at the 1027 event. So there's a lot of detailed pictures from the stuff that I just showed you. So we'll just click through them really, really quick here. And then you guys can go back and look at the individual pictures and you'd like. This is a really cool shot right here. So you can do this with your Boba Fett figure. It's kind of an iconic pose from Jabba's palace. So that's cool. All right, we're almost to the end here of these photos. There's some more Deathsaurus stuff. And there's the Tears, Throne. And there we go. We're back out to the beginning. So yeah, plenty of photos to see there. Feel free to go and browse them at your own pace for sure. All right, so that's the 1027 event. Again, that was for the premium subscribers to Hasbro Pulse. But of course, everything that was shown there also revealed to everybody else afterwards. Excuse me. And then finally, in the world of action figures, we keep up with more Black Series from Star Wars. It's never ending. The Black Series figures they just keep on coming. And that is some really cool figures that I liked and figured I'd show to you guys if you hadn't seen them yet. But these were revealed at the London Comic-Con just a few days ago. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. So here we go. I'm going to struggle with that name. So that is oh boy, Bastilla Shan. There we go. So this is these are all available right now, by the way. Even the 1027 stuff that I just showed you, it's available on Hasbro Pulse and other online retailers. All the information of where you can find that stuff is in the description here that you'll be able to link to from the description of the live video here. So all available for pre-order now. All this stuff here is available for pre-order as well. We're going to look at Darth Malak. We're going to look at Bastilla Shan. We're going to look at Paz Vizsla. We're going to look at the vintage collection speeder bike, vintage collection. Woof, you'll see. Yak Face, one of my favorites, a new vintage collection Yak Face. You're going to see that in a second. Nikto, Skiff Guard, Cathaba, also a Skiff Guard. So let's look at the figures. There we go, double-bladed lightsaber there, yellow lightsaber. There's Darth Malak, really cool, right? Put him alongside your Darth Revan. That's an awesome figure. This one's going to be a hot figure, I think. People are going to be looking for him. And look at that, it's Dr. Aphra. Black Series Dr. Aphra. And Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker's main squeeze there, who we didn't get to see in the prequel or the sequel trilogies. So does she exist in the Disney timeline? I don't know. And then you got a Scar Trooper here. There you go. Just another excuse to use the Stormtrooper mold. That's been one of my pet peeves with the Hasbro Star Wars lines, Black Series and Vintage Collection. Too many troopers. You guys have gone to the well too many times. I know it's an easy cash grab. It's an easy figure to make, but there's a lot of other characters out there we could be making here. So That's just me. I have to mention that every once in a while. So it's in that open book sort of packaging, which now I don't know if it even makes any sense because of the windowless packaging. It's kind of silly. Open the book to see a no window package. So another pet peeve. Sorry. So here you go, gaming grades, Bastille Shan in package. Some other detailed pictures. There's Darth Malik. Pretty cool packaging. Too bad you can't see the figure. Again, I don't know what they're thinking. So here you go. There's Darth Malik. I know it's a cost thing, environmental thing, but there's other ways to do this. There's from the kind of a back view. Look at the detail in there. There's the lightsaber attached to his belt. Here's Afra and Mara Jade with her purple lightsaber. Pretty cool. And then the vintage collection skiff guards that we talked about. Take a quick look at those. Then there's Paz, also known as John Favreau, supposedly under the helmet there. So this is a vintage collection figure, and they've really gone all out. Look at that. He's ready to do some damage there for sure. You got accessories to throw on the backpack, make it look like he's flying. There's all the stuff that you get with him. And there's my favorite. I love Yak Face. He's always been one of my favorite guys all these years. So I'll definitely be picking that up. I can't wait until they do a 6-inch version of Yak Face. That's going to be one of my favorite Black Series figures for sure. There he is. He's so cool. All right, and there's a speeder bike, packaged very similar to the original packaging of the speeder bike from back in the day. There's the actual Scout Trooper that goes with the speeder bike, and some shots of some action shots here. You get the cool stand that goes with it, so it looks like he's really flying through the forests of Endor. And there's this biker scout just chilling out. Checking under the hood, making sure everything's running right. And then there's the back of the package. There's Woof. The one of Jabba's guys. Definitely some cool detail on that figure. He can take off his headdress there, his helmet. Awesome. And we're back around to the beginning. So there you go. These folks are all available for pre-order now. You'll see the details in the link that I post in the description after the big broadcast here. Okay. So there we go. That's it for the action figure news. One thing I will mention here, as always, is in our description, we will have a link to Entertainment Earth. We are an affiliate with Entertainment Earth. So when you click the link in the description for Entertainment Earth, when you make your purchases, a tiny little portion of your purchase helps out AFCollectors and keeps our servers running and our news flowing here. Doesn't add any cost to your price. It's still retail price that you're paying for through Entertainment Earth. It's still their same pricing. It's just that a little fraction of that cost goes over to us. So it helps us out a little bit. So not easy to keep these things running these days. Everything's so expensive. That said, we don't ever get political here. It's no place for that with action figures. But I did just want to say, go out and vote on Tuesday. No matter which side that you're on or no side at all, go out there and vote for the USA. So I happen to have one of my USA shirts on here today, just in honor of Election Day coming up. So good luck to everybody out there, and hopefully we'll have good results one way or the other. All right. Okay, let's jump into, we're going to stop sharing. There we go. Hey, it's me again. Finds of the week. So this is the part of the broadcast where we talk through just some things that I found out there in the world. Feel free to put into the comments section here stuff that you found. You can put a link to a picture, maybe on Instagram or something like that, so we can see what you guys are finding out there, not just me, because I don't always get out to the stores. I don't always have stuff, but I seem to get lucky with at least one or two items every week to show you guys. So first item here is kind of a follow-up to last week. I showed you guys US Agent, the newer one, which just came out, Marvel Legends, and the older Marvel Legends version that came out, I think back in 2012 it was. So I kind of compared those two together for you. I love the US Agent character. I think he's pretty badass. So anytime I can get my hands on a different figure, I'm all for it. And going back into the Toy Biz days, the 90s, I guess it was, or maybe early 2000s. Maybe it was late 90s. I'm going to look in just a second. But the Marvel Superheroes line, you remember the Marvel Superheroes line? They were, 5-inch figures, limited articulation. They weren't anywhere near what we have now for Marvel Legends. But Marvel Superheroes did make a US Agent figure. And I've known this all along, but for some reason, I just never, ever got him, which is kind of astounding to me. But I found a great deal on eBay for $15, and I got myself a mint on card Marvel Superheroes Toy Biz US Agent. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't that bring back the nostalgia for you, seeing that figure, style of figure, that card back? Isn't that cool? Look at the back there. All those old figures. Yeah, I'll get in there kind of close if I can. So the Hulk is, that was the original Hulk that came out for Marvel Superheroes. Even Captain America and Punisher and Doc Ock, those were originals. And of course, a lot of these are using the same body type, like Captain America is, the US Agent is just repainted. So just really cool nostalgia. And by the way, yeah, this was 94, so mid-90s that these came out, 1994. So $15, couldn't pass it up. He sealed nicely the cards in really, really good shape. A couple little dings here, dents there to be expected. But for $15, this was couldn't pass it up. So I love these Marvel Superheroes. It was, after Secret Wars had stopped, we didn't really have back then superhero action figures. We had superpowers, and even those stopped. So when these were picked back up by Toy Biz in the 90s, it was like, oh, finally new superhero action figures are here. So it was, we were happy to have these, what we had. And nowadays with the the crazy articulation and detail, oh my God, could never ever have expected it to go that far. But it's nice to look back every once in a while. So there you go. There's that one. Not an action figure, but spotted this in the grocery store the other day while doing grocery shopping. Yes, even action figure collectors do grocery shopping. Hot Wheels, Knight Rider. So this is out of their screen time set of Hot Wheels for this year. So there, I'll get them in there so you can see. There you go. Kit Super Pursuit mode. So it's got that. It's kind of like a battering ram, if you will, on the front. But there you go. There's, give you the front look there. You can see the red in there that kind of goes back and forth on Kit. So really, really cool. Couldn't pass this one up. Love it when I see these old 80s type of nostalgia. I'm big on nostalgia. I can't help it. So I can't pass stuff up like this. So it's Hot Wheels. It's $1.25 or so. So there you go. Grab that one. And then lastly, this is my final one for this week. I talked about the Secret Wars just a few minutes ago and Superpowers. Well, guess what? Superpowers is back thanks to McFarlane Toys. And we're not just doing the old superpowers just to rehash. We're doing new characters. McFarlane Toys is doing new characters for superpowers, and this here is one of them, the Batman Who Laughs. Did you ever think in a million years you'd see the Batman Who Laughs on a superpowers card with superpowers, articulation, and design? I mean, we live in the future, and I guess we kind of live in the past too, because that's where the superpowers comes from. So I love this line. I think it's great that McFarlane picked it up. What would be really great if somebody picked up Secret Wars and started to keep going with that, but who knows if that'll ever happen. But this is just amazing. I love the superpowers line. The back keeps with the nostalgia again. There's that word again of the old superpowers line from the 80s. So all these are out now, these 6 figures. So it's Superman, Batman, Flash, Darkseid, Green Lantern, and the Batman Who Laughs. So they're out there. They're in Walmart stores. These are Walmart exclusives right now. Please support them so we can get more superpowers figures. There's a few figures I would love to see in superpowers. I want the Dark Knight Returns Batman in superpowers form. We got to make that happen, Todd. That would be fantastic. So this is a cool find for this week. Batman Who Laughs. Superpowers. Did you ever think? And there you go. That's it. That's all I got. I think that's a show for this week. I thank you all for joining me on Friday instead of our usual Wednesday time. I think we're going to go back to Wednesdays next week. We'll see what the news has to say. We may move it to Thursday so we're not having a show too close together. And then maybe we'll go back to Wednesdays the week after, but we'll see. We might go back to Wednesdays. Keep an eye on the Facebook page and the website, because you'll see the invite come up. Also, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, when we go live, you'll get the notification and the ding that will tell you that we are live, and then you can come watch. And of course, you can also watch recorded as well. And we thank you, all of you, for watching live. We thank you all for watching recorded. However you do it, your support is always appreciated. And with that said, I am Gil the Gilness for AF Collectors. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy hunting out there. Maybe I'll see you at Rhode Island Comic-Con tomorrow. Look for me. I'll have the AF Collectors t-shirt on, and I may even give you a button if you say hello. All right. Hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you here next week. Good night, everybody.